Hey, hello everybody, and welcome to the Media Dump Podcast. I'm Dom. This is Nick. Together we're
Tired and hungry.
tired and hungry.
You want some nuggets? I want some nuggets.
Welcome to our Media Dump Podcast. This is a podcast where we talk about all the media we've consumed over the past 2 weeks.
Nah, we're talking about nuggets today.
And anyways,
You want nuggets?
usually
don't lie.
usually we have a bunch of topics we go through.
Regular
and-
or spicy? That's one of the topics.
Skyla's spicy 100% of the time.
Yeah.
She wants 100%.
Yeah.
She's like spicy. Sorry, spiky. Spiky. She calls them spiky
Yeah, I noticed.
because they hurt.
I don't get that.
And anyways, our first topic, board games. Nick, how many games of Carcassonne have you played?
Like 14.
That's too many.
You
You play with all the expansions? The two? You have two expansions?
Yeah.
Are they good?
They're pretty good. They're fucking rough, dude. They are rough. I got 1 and 2. So I got Inns and Cathedrals and Traders and Builders. I don't know if you know anything about Inns and Cathedrals or Traders and Builders.
No.
The way it changes the game is it adds Inns and Cathedrals.
No.
Inns act as road pieces that double your points if you finish them. Cathedrals do the same thing for cities. If you don't finish them, though, at the end of the game, you get no points for incomplete roads or cities. So it kind of balances things out.
Okay.
There's only 2 cathedrals, but there's like 8 inns. The cat wants some chips.
Cat knocked over. There's a box of chips right there, and the cat is climbing inside of it.
We'll
but
take a picture and we'll
fell
put it right
over.
here.
No, I won't. Too much work. All right. So it's good. What's
It's
the
good.
next one? What about the other one?
Traders and Builders. Traders basically allows you to score extra points for cities. So anytime you complete a city, there's marks on the new tiles that have like wine or cloth or wheat. I think it's wheat or grain. And each time you finish one, you get one of those markers, and whoever has the most at the end scores extra points. Builders give you no extra points, but they let you take a second turn. And I was like, that's not the direction I thought it was going to go.
That's interesting.
Yeah, they don't give you any extra points, but if you finish something that has a builder on it, you get to pull an extra tile and take another turn immediately. But you cannot replace your builder to finish another feature, so there's no like looping turns, which I think is a nice way to balance that.
All right.
I'm definitely getting the next one though. I think it's Princess and Dragon.
Yeah, within the next month, we're gonna get the next expansion for Catan.
Nice.
We'll probably play it for her birthday or something like that.
You said it was Barbarians and
Traders and Barbarians.
Okay.
So it's basically just a bunch of modules. So we haven't got it yet, but we will. It's basically just a bunch of modules. The first one is like fishing.
Mm-hmm.
And so that just around the edges, it just adds a couple fishing spots.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get stuff. Don't really know exactly, but like so every there's docks around the edges,
Mm-hmm.
and just like there's just more spots around the edges with fishing, and
Hmm.
it just gives you like probably like I think it gets you like one resource, or maybe there's something. There's
Mhm.
something it gets a resource, and what I've seen some videos they say like they just took that module and put it in the base game and just always play with that in every single game they play.
Yeah.
And I'm like that sounds nice. Like it just gives you a little like basically
bit.
adds like nothing. Like it just adds a little bit, but it doesn't add any complexity or anything. It's just like, and
Yeah.
here you get points. So I'm kind of looking forward to that, and maybe we'll do that. We might just add it into the base game, just always play with them. But I don't know about the other modules. I don't know about them at all. All I know
Yeah.
is the fishing one.
Well, I feel the same way about the first expansion, Cathedrals and Inns and Cathedrals, because it adds so much to the game when it comes to points, but it doesn't add too much like complexity.
Mm-hmm.
You're already doing the same things. It's just 1 or 2 extra lines when you're explaining it to somebody. But we've played an unhealthy amount of Carcassonne.
Yeah, there's a little tiny like an expansion that adds a little tiny thing. Like I'm like
Mhm.
just always play with it, like the castles of Mad King Ludwig.
Mm-hmm.
And this expansion, there's a bunch of things in it, but there's one little tiny thing that just adds secret passages to rooms where you could just
Smart.
do a little like it basically doesn't add anything, but like it's if your room is like almost touching something else,
Mm-hmm.
then you can put these little tiny tiles like the size of my
Like
small.
one square.
Yeah, little tiny
Mm.
like this big, a couple of
Okay.
them, and then you just like put that in there and just adds. It just connects a room. It basically just closes off a room.
Yeah.
And I always wanted. I'm like, let's just always play with it. But of course, last time we played, she's like, no, let's not even it.
That makes
But
sense.
from now on, I'm gonna always play. I'm just gonna put it whatever.
Yeah.
But we also thought that same way. Maybe not really tangent.
Here we go.
But we also thought that same way about terraforming Mars. We were
Mhm.
like, let's add in
Isn't it Phobos?
no
Venus.
Venus next.
Yeah.
And we're like, let's just always play with it. But then we played with it. But then we showed Nathan it the first time, and he was like, this is too much. That's what he was saying. He was
That
like,
game is a
"That's
lot.
too much." And I'm like, okay, maybe. For us, we played it 3 times. We're like, let's just always play with Venus next.
Mm-hmm.
And some people online, they're like, I never play with Venus next, and I'm like, I love Venus. It adds barely adds anything. Like
Mhm.
doesn't add any more tiles you have to place. Doesn't add any more cubes. You don't have to put any cubes over there. It literally just adds this tiny little board. Then you move this thing, just gives you extra points, and it doesn't like add anything.
Yeah.
It just adds a couple more cards, which is what you want. Were you looking at my comic books?
A little bit. I was looking because I thought they were held up by thumbtacks, and I was like,
No, they're screws.
that one's not even touching.
Oh, because there's thumbtacks. That's supposed to be for a curtain.
Okay.
Put up over the window.
Well, I see like 5 thumbtacks. I was like, some of those aren't even touching. How are they floating?
Magic. I got comic books up there. Hawk and Dove. Yep.
Lame.
Anything else?
No, not
Magic?
really.
No.
No. I've been taking a break from Magic as much as I can.
Why? Just because?
I feel like if I overplay it, I won't want to play it anymore.
Yeah.
So I'm getting the same way with Carcassonne, but there's so many expansions, it kind of pulls me back in.
Doesn't Magic have a lot of expansions?
Yeah, but I have to go out and get cards for that.
We basically just played Forgotten Waters again, which is nice. That's
Mhm.
fun. Glad we got to do that. Do you remember what that one is? It's like a
No.
pirate storytelling game where basically you like flip over this book and then you just pick where you want to. There's a bunch of just lines. And you pick where you want to go, and then there's an app that plays like a story for every one of those things
Okay.
that where you go. So basically, the whole gameplay is just like we set a timer, and then it's like here, and it's okay, I'll go here, and then it's like okay, do you want to do A, B, or C? I'll do B, and then sometimes you just write down a couple points, or you play something on the app. You play a message from the app,
Yeah.
and
I think you've told me about it a few times, but I've never actually played it.
yeah, and that's fun. I really like it. And then like so it has a story, and it kind of like sucks you in, but then also there's like a couple points of the story where like we kind of went in and out. We like cared a lot. We were all like ooh, and then like maybe something would happen. We're like whatever, and then we would start talking about something. But it's kind of like that's how I like want to do the story. I like that. Like
Yeah.
and then we also played Chameleon again, which you have not played since like my mom's house.
Yeah, I haven't played it.
You haven't played
ages.
Chameleon? Okay. Do you remember playing? You played Chameleon a couple of times.
I remember
probably, right?
playing it.
I remember like we played it, and it was something like so Chameleon, is another. It's basically hidden. So there's a trader. No, it's not a hidden. There's a hidden trader game.
Mm-hmm.
And so like, people know the word, and one person doesn't know the word, and then you flip over a card with 20 words on it that are all share the same theme, and everybody knows which word it is except the chameleon, and you just have to say a word
That's associated
with
Yeah.
that word, but you don't want the chameleon to guess what the word is. If the chameleon guesses what the word is, then they get points and nobody else does.
Yeah.
And so I remember we played it before, and I think I was a chameleon. Like, it kind of sucks when you go first as the guy who doesn't know the word,
Yeah.
and that's just a problem you can't solve unless it's like, oh, we'll just make it so one person, we always know this person knows the word, but then that's kind of lame.
Yeah.
Um,
You would need more people for that to be.
yeah, and Chameleon's one of those games where like it's a good party game you can play at 4
Yeah.
and have fun. But I just remember last time we played, maybe it just didn't. Last couple times we played, it just didn't hit. So we've been hesitant to play it, but I was like, let's play it. It was just 4 of us. I was like, let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
And we played it, and we had a lot of fun. It was really great. So Chameleon still holds up, but I think some of the categories are just hit and miss.
Yeah.
Because his category was like classic music or whatever. It was like AC/DC and Def Leppard. And,
I was gonna say, I think that was the one we got. was it not?
and then but then another one is like classic book series, and it's like if you haven't heard of half of the book, and like I
Yeah.
feel like I think we had one. Maybe I'm lying. Or if one was that, I feel like I would know almost all of them, but then maybe 1 or 2 people wouldn't know half of them. And then if like that's what happened with the classic rock is Flynn had one that Flynn like didn't know this band.
Mm-hmm.
And so he was the traitor, or he was the chameleon, and he's like, and I think we found out it was him.
Yeah. I mean,
Oh,
that's,
shit.
that's one of the issues with that game, though.
I forgot. I didn't write it down. We also played Shadows over Camelot
Nice.
for the
Did you play with Skylar again?
first time in a long time.
Was
Did you
he-
play that game?
I played it with you. We played it wrong, but I played it
Did
with
you play that game with Skylar? That
No. You played it with Skylar, and everybody knew he was the traitor.
yeah, you weren't there for that.
I played the next game afterwards, and you were telling us it was like every 20 minutes. It was like, yeah, and this is what he did, so don't do that. And I think we ended up failing.
Well, I remember last time I played it, it was so easy.
Yeah.
It was boring.
Yeah.
And I haven't wanted to play it, and Flynn and Skylar have been like, let's play it. And I've been like, last time I played it, I did not like it. It was so boring. Played it this time.
Mm-hmm.
But I've watched some videos online, and they say, play with, even your first game, play with a traitor.
Mm-hmm.
And because what you're supposed to do is you can play up to 7 people, and you're supposed to have, like if you play with 7 people, you have 7 good cards and 1 bad card. And you hand them out to everybody. So there might not be a traitor.
Mm-hmm.
So there's like a 1 in 8 chance there's no traitor.
Mm-hmm.
So you're supposed to do. So we play 4 people. So you're supposed to have 4 good cards and 1 bad card, and you hand them out. But everything I've seen online says don't do that. Just always play with a traitor.
Mm.
And so I said that, and so they didn't want to do that, but we did that, and Skylar was a traitor again, and he did win, but at the like 1 card, like 1 or 2 card, like at the very end is when he won, like the very last thing. The problem is he was King Arthur, and you kind of need to play with I feel like you kind of need to play with the King Arthur because King Arthur like can hand out cards to other people for free, like just easier than other people can.
Yeah.
And so I feel like you need to play with King Arthur, and he needs to not be the traitor, and then you can win. But if you don't have King Arthur in the game, it's harder to win. And if King Arthur's in the game and he's the traitor, he's gonna win. And he did win, but like barely.
Yeah.
And so it was a great game. We actually had a lot of fun.
Well, that makes sense.
And I was like, oh, this actually was pretty good. So yep, that's what we played.
Nice.
We're good.
Yeah.
Moving on. Video games.
What'd you play?
I've almost beaten Horizon Zero Dawn.
Nice.
I'll beat it tonight.
Nice.
I think I have like 2 story missions left. I don't actually know. Like, I want games to tell me how many story missions, but I don't want to look it up because I'm worried that something will spoil for me. What I should have done, and then I was like, I should just have like someone else look it up, or like Skyla look it up for me, and then like I could figure it out because it tells you how many main missions you've done, but it doesn't tell you how many there are. And I want to know how many there are, so I know
Isn't
when
there
the
like
games.
16 or something?
I don't
like that?
know, Nick.
I thought you looked it up.
Well, I don't remember how. No, I
Okay.
didn't look it up.
Okay.
I don't remember how many I've done, but I think I have like 2 left.
I could have sworn we thought it was like 16.
But I did all the side missions, and I've discovered every area.
Nice. You know platinum it?
I don't know. I haven't looked at the trophies.
Don't platinum it. It's rough.
So if there's something like, I've done a lot.
Isn't there like optional hunts you can do?
I did those.
Okay. I think there's trophies based on like how many or
So
how
there,
good you get.
so
I think
there's
a rank or
there's
something.
different spots, and they're like hunting challenges, and they're fucking hard. Some of them.
Mhm.
Oh my god. And you just have to get gold in all those. I think. I mean, that's the only thing is getting gold, and I got gold in all of them.
Okay. So you might have that trophy then.
Yeah, I got it. If there was a trophy, I'm assuming. So I don't look up trophies for games before I play it, finish the story, because I don't want it to influence how I play the game. Because that's happened to me before, where then I'm trying to do one thing and I feel like I'm not having the best experience. But I'll finish the story tonight. There's a DLC though I'm gonna play because I bought the one that comes with it, Frozen Wild. So I haven't played that yet.
Are you gonna play the second one?
I'm probably eventually, but not like right now. I got other games. There's other games I've got to play over there.
The ones up there?
Yeah.
Those PS3 games?
Yeah, I got to play those too.
Okay.
Bought a couple really short, like $5 VR games I'm gonna play.
Yeah, I want to get into that because it's such
Do
a
you have
fun.
a VR?
No.
Oh.
I'm poor,
You can borrow mine.
but I want to really bad. It's just what is it, like $400?
For the one, I don't think the new one came out. So the PSVR 2, that's like $700.
Yeah, that's the one I probably looked at. Well, I typed in like PlayStation VR, and I think that's what came up first.
Nobody needs to buy that. And then I just played not this week, but last week I played a good amount of Apex because it's about to be the season split, and I wanted to see how far I could get in ranked. If I'm solo queuing, I'm only gonna play ranked because there's no point in there's no point in getting second if you're playing normal.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're playing with friends, obviously you're always trying to get first or whatever, right? But if you're playing with randoms and one person leaves, you're like, oh, I'm probably gonna fucking lose. Or if two people leave, then it's like I'm gonna rat. But then it's like I'm just I don't want to do that
from the beginning.
I don't want to do that, so I'm like, if I'm gonna solo queue, I'm only gonna play rank. Yeah, that's it. What about you?
Just playing. So I finished the battle pass last season for Modern Warfare. I'm probably not gonna touch this battle pass whatsoever. The stuff in there is garbage. But I did find in my plus games, it's Pressure Washer Simulator. And I'm like, yeah, I gotta go. I gotta
videos
go
on that.
I gotta go from killing people to just watching this playground. I'm just gonna do that. So I've played a pretty good amount of that. I re-downloaded ESO because Skylar was supposed to play, and she never did. So I'm gonna delete it again.
Good. Good. She doesn't need to play with you.
That and Warframe. We wanted a different game that wasn't Call of Duty.
Warframe.
And that one has crossplay.
Warframe.
So we've just been playing that mindlessly.
What year is it?
1 year.
Warframe.
People are still playing Skyrim.
I didn't say they should.
I didn't say they should either, but you're over here playing PS3 games. You ain't talking shit about that.
I have not played them. They're just up there.
Yeah, but you're gonna.
I got 4 stars. Fortunately, at least 1 and 2.
Yeah, but you're gonna.
Bayonetta. Aliens, Colonial Marines. I'm gonna play that.
What is this? 2009.
The Chronicles of Riddick. Escape from Butcher Bay. That game's apparently really, really good.
What is it? 2008. You play Duke Nukem next?
I gotta play my Wii games over there. I gotta play the Bigfoot racing game. No, I can't read it. What's it say?
He's over here talking shit about Warframe. He's
Can you
gonna
read
play
it?
a Bigfoot.
Can you read
racing
the
game.
bottom Wii game? What does it say? Bigfoot something?
No, I can't read it.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah.
Bigfoot. Not Bigfoot, like the truck, the monster truck. All right.
It's the same thing. The truck's named after Bigfoot.
Yeah, but it's not a Bigfoot
It's not Sasquatch racing game.
Sasquatch racing game. All right.
DLC character.
Anything else?
The
Anything else
Loch
you want to
Ness
talk about?
Monster.
Anything else you want to talk about video games?
No.
All right. All right. Next is movies.
Did you watch any movies?
Did I mention that I watched Revenant? Rewatched The Revenant?
The Leo movie?
Yeah.
No.
I rewatched The Revenant. That's a good ass movie.
It's a great movie. I went and seen it in theater. Mistake.
Why?
The amount of times it's completely silent and dark, and then they hard cut to just a landscape shot of snow,
I know that happened to me a couple times. I'm
raping
like,
your friggin' corneas.
that happened to me a few times. Like I'm like,
Yeah, but the screen I was watching it on was like 100 foot wide. So I was like, oh, he's like inside this. Ah, my eyes.
that happened to me. That's a really good movie, dude.
Yeah.
I remember some people were saying like Leo didn't deserve the Oscar for that or whatever. I'm like, his acting's pretty fucking
He
good.
got
in that,
pneumonia and frostbite.
His
I think, on his
acting's
toes.
pretty fucking good. There's this one meme, and it's like, it was like DiCaprio deserved the Oscar because he went through hell and he got pneumonia and he ate a raw
They're like a raw
cow
fish or something.
cow liver or whatever, some shit like that. And people
Yeah.
are like, and somebody goes, you highly underestimate what I would do for $20 million. I'm doing that in a heart. $20 million? I'm eating the fucking
$20 million. I'll eat your liver.
I will give you my liver and eat it for $5 million.
Yeah.
Because we'll split it.
Your liver or the 5 million?
No, 10 million and then oh shit, 10 million. Fuck. No shit. No.
You downplayed it, and
God
I get
damn
part
it,
of
I
your
forgot.
liver.
Uh-oh. Okay. I also watched Everest.
Nice. Is that the one where they also eat people?
No.
Damn.
That is the Donner dinner party.
That's great.
The Donner
The daughter?
Pass. Is that what you're thinking of?
No, I was thinking about the plane crash on Everest.
That wasn't on Everest. That was in Chile.
Are you sure there isn't a single plane crash on Everest where they had to eat people?
Yeah.
There
Because they
isn't
don't
one?
fly planes near Mount Everest.
They fly helicopters and planes.
You said plane crash, not helicopter crash.
Yeah, and they're the same fucking thing. They're bullshit that should be on the ground.
No,
but
I don't
aren't.
think they did that because it's not because like the camps aren't like super far. Like you're not gonna die of hunger. You're gonna die of not being able to breathe. On Everest.
I don't know. You might get hungry up there trying to breathe.
Just
in there.
No, but it is about a tragedy where multiple people died on Everest.
Meh.
It was like the most
Shouldn't
people
be up
died on
there.
Everest at one time. It was like 8 people, something like that. But then I look it up and it's like it was only about like the white people, and on the other side of the mountain there were like
Like
multiple Tibetan people
Seven
that
Tibetan.
froze
Yeah.
and that died, and it's like, bruh, what the fuck? I'm
Maybe they
like, it's
shouldn't
not
have
gonna show
been
both, just
on
show
the
the white
mountain.
people. But then I looked it up more, and it was like that season where people died, even though the most people died in like one time, it was like
Mhm.
8. That was also one guy lived, but he lost his nose and all of his fingers.
Hard pass.
But he's alive.
Did he have to eat them?
Shut
We call those finger food.
But then, actually, less people, like, that's one of the least amount of people dying season overall
Mm-hmm.
in all of, like, Everest climbing history.
Hmm.
Even though that one day, most people, or 2 day, it was like 1 day, 2, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
And that was pretty good. And I just been there's, like, multiple movies I just skim through all the time. And I just did, today I was, like, bored. I just skimmed through Terminator Genesis, which I've done like not Genesis, sorry, Terminator Salvation, which I've done like I've watched like just the action scenes of that movie like 20 times. I've done it so much.
You know, people are pissed off at Judgment Day because they finally figured out a plot hole of that movie.
What?
So in the first movie, they have to put the organic flesh over the robot so they
Yeah.
can send it back in time.
Correct.
In the second movie, how could they send the liquid metal T-1000 if it doesn't have the organic flesh around it?
It's because I think in the movie they say they figure out a new way to do it.
I doubt it.
It is like 10 years later, or 12 years later, or whatever. 14.
I
How old's
doubt it.
how old's fucking John Connor?
No. Sending them back in time, when didn't matter.
No, because that was 2 was still farther in the future when they got sent back than the
In the
first one.
future?
It's not the same day.
No, it's not the same day, obviously.
So it's like 10 years later in the future they send him back the same. Because
sure?
I'm pretty sure in the movie they probably
Are
say
we
something like
sure? Also, why wouldn't they just send more?
I don't know. I think in one of the movies they something it takes such an incredible amount of energy. It takes years to store up the amount of energy to send someone back in time.
Send somebody.
But then the humans did it with I don't know.
Exactly.
It's a movie from the 80s. There's plot holes. 70s. Isn't the movie from 79 or something? The first one, whatever.
I think it's like 81.
I want to watch the first one again. It's been
It's pretty good.
so long.
I watched it
When's the last time you watched it?
like 3-4 months ago.
The first Terminator?
I watched the first and the second one back to back. I had nothing to do.
What about the third one?
Not a fan.
I've seen the third one so many times because it was
Not
on
a fan.
FX
Yes.
once. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Once a week for like 5 fucking years. Not
Like-
much happens in that movie. I still
that and
I
the
like. I
rundown.
still kind of like it. I like, so spoiler for Terminator 3, whatever. I like 2. They're like, we stopped the future from happening,
Mhm.
and then 3 is like, he lies to them, to John Connor. He's like, let's
Mhm.
stop the future from happening, and then it's like the future happens anyways. And it was like,
You're
there
just
was no
supposed to-
stopping Skynet.
Yeah.
So I kind of like that.
You were just
it
meant
was
to
like it was
survive.
delayed. It was
Yeah.
something like it still happened, but it was slightly delayed.
Mhm.
So with 2, all it did was slightly delay it, and then 3 was like it happened again.
yeah.
But then I was just thinking about this literally today. But that's kind of like my same complaint about Dark Fate, where I was like, basically they just like erased what happened in the second one. But I guess 3 kind of did the same thing, where they were like, oh, we thought they stopped Skynet, but it actually happened. But I just thought 3 did it in a much better way.
The weird thing is, apparently, I think 3 is the only one that's not canon.
They have rebooted it multiple times.
Yeah. They've rebooted
Dark
it.
Fate was a reboot, and Genesis was a reboot, and Dark Fate was a reboot.
Yeah.
Genesis made, I don't remember Genesis, but Dark Fate made only 1 and 2 canon, and
Yeah.
Genesis I think just made 1 canon, and
Yeah.
I think wasn't something like that. I don't care. In my mind, what I want it to be is 1, 2, 3, Salvation canon to me,
Mm-hmm.
because I like Salvation,
No, go for it.
and then Dark Fate alternate timeline, Genesis alternate timeline. That's how I do it in my head. That's why I would like it to be.
I would need like a full-on whiteboard to explain, but I want all of them to be canon.
You can't.
No, you can. Time travel is involved. If you go back and change things, it changes the future. So
But then
time
is it
travel
really canon because it never happened?
I mean, technically, it still happened. It's just no longer that timeline. You got to watch Loki season 1 to understand.
I mean, I guess, but if
You got
the norm, if like the 3 timeline happens, and then in Genesis, God, not Genesis. I don't remember the plot for Genesis. In Dark Fate,
Genesis is
they
like
send
the
the
remake
person-
of the first one, right?
they send the
Genesis is the remake of the first one, right?
no, it's still in the future.
Oh, that's the one with what's his name?
Emilia Clarke.
That's not in the future. That
No,
takes place.
it starts in the future.
Okay. No, I was thinking the one with Christian Bale.
That's Salvation.
Okay. That's the only one I haven't seen.
Dude, that's my favorite, honestly.
Yeah, that's the only
It's
one I haven't
good.
seen. I know it's good. I just haven't seen it.
The fuck happened to Terminator Genesis?
Is Genesis the new one?
No, that's Dark Fate.
I feel like I just asked that.
Dark Fate was the one with Sarah Connor comes
They
Come-
team
is
up,
old.
Yeah.
and comes back, and that's the one where like Arnold Schwarzenegger, the T-800,
Yeah. Where
he
he's
like
older as
he
well,
like
yeah.
that's the one. Okay, so I remember Dark Fate. In Dark Fate, how it like opens basically is they sent another Terminator back.
Uh-huh.
It's just Arnold again, and then he actually kills John Connor
Yeah.
like 2 months after the
After
second movie.
yeah.
So it's like you're basically like, why even have the second movie when you're just gonna go back and kill him anyways? Which is I thought was so dumb, and I know a lot of other people hated too. I know everybody hated that shit. That's stupid. Like
Nobody
2's
hated 2. 2 is great.
no, 2 is like that's everybody's fate. That's like the best one of the best action movies of all time.
Yeah.
And then the next one they're like, 2 months later he goes back and kills him. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, why even have the fucking movie in the goddamn first place?
I think their idea was they needed a new protagonist.
I don't care. It's fucking stupid.
Because it's not Skynet. That's the thing. It's like, it's not Skynet anymore. Because they succeeded. They wrote themselves out of the future.
Oh, that's the one. So I'm just looking it up. We're in a tangent.
Here we go.
So God damn it, Dark Fate. The Terminator comes back to kill Danny Ramos, who I remember, whose fate is connected to the future. So that was like, and then it sends Grace, an augmented soldier, back in time to defend.
Yeah. So it's the same story. It's just they tweaked it.
So that one doesn't start in the future.
Okay.
Okay. That one they just come back.
Okay.
Okay,
The first
and
one is
then
great though.
Genesis, the plot like opens up in the future.
Mm-hmm.
They launch a final offensive against them, and then the T-800 goes back.
Mm-hmm.
Again. That is okay. You're right. That is the remake of the first one.
Yeah.
Genesis. My bad. It's basically a remake.
Well, the way they like remake it is they sent the T-800 back farther.
Yeah. So when
they send Reese, I want to say.
Kyle Reese. Yeah.
Yeah, they send Reese and they send a Terminator. In this one, they send Reese, but they had already sent a Terminator back after they had sent Reese, but farther back in time.
Okay, so I think it says they go to 1984, which is when the first one. So it wasn't 1979. I think it's Rocky. I'm thinking Rocky's 1977. Rocky 2 was 1979. Something.
Because I remember it was like mid to
I was thinking of Rocky. I don't know why.
early.
1984. 80s. So then they go back to 1984, and then remember they see J.K. Simmons. That's the one J.K. Simmons is in, and he's like a young cop. And then and then
is it J.K. Simmons?
Yeah, isn't it? Yeah.
Okay.
Because he's a young cop then. I remember J.K. Simmons in it. He's a young cop. Mm-hmm. And then they go to... Okay, an unknown party had sent... Someone had sent older Arnold Schwarzenegger to 1973 to protect Sarah when she was 9 years old.
Okay.
After her parents were killed by a T-1000 sent by Skynet. Okay. So yeah, so it's basically it's not a remake of the first one, it is a reboot of the entire franchise.
But it's retelling through the eyes of the first one.
Yeah, so it's kind of but then they go back to 2017.
Yeah.
In the past and then the future, whatever.
Yeah.
That's the one where in the trailer they showed that they rebooted it anyways.
Yeah.
In the trailer, they showed that John Connor goes back in time and is a bad guy and is taken over. Yeah. They showed that in the trailer. The twist of the entire movie.
They're bad about that.
It's like so in Rooster Teeth. Oh man, we got to get through this because I forgot. So in Rooster Teeth, the Bernie, he would always talk about it multiple times that in Terminator 2, the twist of the entire movie
was spoiled. Yeah,
Arnold Schwarzenegger is that the T-800 is a good guy. That's a twist because the first movie he was a bad guy the entire movie, and the second one he's a good guy. But they spoil that in the trailer for the movie.
Yeah,
and he brought that up all the time. And so now when I see stuff, that's why I don't watch the second half of trailers. Ever.
I only watch trailers if I'm unsure if I'm gonna go see it. If I know I'm gonna see it, I don't.
I only watch the full trailer if I'm in the theater and they play the trailer before the movie.
And
then I'll watch the full trailer. Yeah. But on TV or on my phone, I've never. Okay. And there's one movie called Love Hard. It was just a rom-com basically. Mm-hmm. And they spoiled. And there was like a thing, like I showed Skyla half the trailer, and I was like, okay, stop. I was like, okay, do you want to watch the movie? She's like, yes, because I had watched the full trailer. And then like partway way into the movie, this character shows up, and she was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
That character's there. And I'm like, yes. And I was like, pause it. And I would say, Skyla, see? They show that in the trailer. But you wouldn't have known that. But since you didn't watch the trailer, it was a moment where she was like, you're right. She's like, maybe you're right about not watching the whole fucking trailer.
Fucking trailer sucks. Yeah.
Boom. And anyways, we got to move on.
Yeah, we got it.
Did you watch any movies?
Yeah.
Shit. We did it again.
Yep.
Really, I did it again.
Yeah, you
really,
did.
it's because I was watching. I watched Salvation today, and I wanted to talk about it, but Skylar hasn't seen them all, so I really wanted to talk about it.
Yeah. No, they're on my list. I think I showed you. I have a list of 184 movies. If I can pull it up before my phone dies. I just got a list of movies.
Yep.
186. I've watched 4 of them so far. All of the Terminators are on that list. They're great movies. But I watched The Mighty. I don't know if you've ever seen that movie.
No idea.
I think you like it. It's a pretty good movie. It has Kieran Culkin in it. It's I think his second movie he's ever been in, or he had ever been in. It's I want to say in between the first and the second Home Alone.
Okay.
Yeah, but if you close your eyes, he sounds exactly like his brother. Like you can't tell.
But what is it? Is it Home Alone?
No.
Oh, you just mean in real life it was between.
Yeah.
Okay, I was like.
It's basically about like a child with a disability. I don't remember what it's called, but basically his bones stop growing, but his organs continue to grow. So he'll eventually outgrow his body and die.
Mm-hmm.
But he walks around on like crutches and he's constantly bullied, but he's got a good sense of humor about it. He ends up meeting not quite a mute, he just doesn't talk, but somebody who has like a tragic backstory who was like held back. So he's a bigger guy and they end up becoming friends and they go everywhere together. Well, he teaches him how to read, and through like stories about King Arthur, I
seen this. I saw that thing.
It's a great movie. Honestly, I think you'd love it. But it's pretty fucked. Like it ages pretty well with what it is, but there's just some things in that movie that are like, this is a little fucked. But honestly, like 8 out of 10, it's a great movie. I'm actually happy I watched it. It was either that or The Replacements. So
It's a good movie, yeah.
I know. So I was like, I'll flip for it. But yeah, that one's the next one on my list.
The Replacements?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
So if you already seen it, why is it on your list?
It's movies that I want to I want
you gotta watch it.
rewatching.
It's been a long time.
Well, because there's movies I haven't seen that are on the list.
I do want to. It is on something.
It's on like Netflix or HBO or something.
Yeah, it's on. I don't know.
Max
And
or
I've like,
whatever.
I do like kind of want to watch it again.
Yeah.
But instead I skimmed through Salvation for literally like the 20th time.
Yeah, there's movies I've committed to wanting
comfort
to watch again that are on that list. Like Godfather's on that list. I've seen Godfather probably 5 or 6 times, but I want to commit to like really taking in the movie, because with how people are shitting on movies and everything nowadays, you don't really like appreciate anything anymore.
I really want to do that Godfather watch thing. I just haven't.
I mean, to be fair, I haven't watched any of them yet.
Time.
We still got to finish Band of Brothers.
So, you gotta.
We got 2 episodes.
You gotta stay here more than.
You gotta grab them from your mom's or something.
I don't have them. You have them.
I don't have them.
They're just on HBO. We're just watching them there.
Ugh, it's not the same.
You definitely took them back. I remember.
I don't remember taking them back. We
Then-
still gotta watch The
then
Pacific.
Go to my mom's house and try and find them.
We gotta call Darian. He was supposed to watch them with us.
All right. Is that good movies?
Yeah.
All right.
Nothing else really mattered.
TV shows.
TV show.
Real quick, I finished Fringe.
Nice.
I'm done. Okay. And last week, been binging South Park. I'm on season 9.
Nice.
It's pretty good. I watched like 2 seasons or a season and a half in a week, so that's pretty good.
I
me.
too have been binging South Park.
Oh, I wanted to say, there's one episode. So one of the reasons why I stopped watching South Park was because like some of it is because I hate Cartman so much. I don't mind him as much now, but when I was younger, I'm like I literally can't watch this because Cartman is like the worst.
You learn to love him.
And some of the stuff is like too stupid. Like it was really funny, but it was also really, really fucking stupid. The season finale of season 8 or whatever. There's like Cartman pretends to be a psychic, and then he like does shit, and then
he's like
Kyle like figures out who the bad guy is, and then the cops go into his house, and he's got hands pinned up on the wall, and he's like, no, those are all right hands. Our guy's the left-handed killer. This can't be him. And then he's like, wait a minute.
Yeah. And
then he goes, I gotta run some tests. And then he goes, runs tests for like 5 minutes, and he comes back and he goes, what was I doing? Oh, and he's like, oh God.
I gotta go save him.
And like that, that was so stupid. I'm like, I don't want to watch this. Yeah. I'm laughing at it now because it was so like that's one of the things I don't like when South Park, when any shows are like that stupid. I'm like, I kind of don't want to watch it. I'm like,
No, I get it. There's a handful of episodes that I'm just like, I'm gonna go ahead and skip this one.
Yeah, I would probably skip that if I rewatched it all. But one episode, there was the funniest fucking shit I've ever seen in my goddamn life.
Yeah.
The Awesome O episode. Remember that?
Oh, where he
That
dresses up as
was
a robot,
the
eats
funniest
toothpaste.
shit.
Yeah, that's great.
He's like,
Trying to
you
get
don't
that
need
picture.
food, Awesome O. And then he's like,
gosh.
so Carmen pretends to be a robot to like get dirt on Butters, but then Butters like has dirt on him, and he's like, oh shit.
He has to keep playing into it.
When
Yeah.
he takes the thing, he takes the helmet off, and he's like, and then like there's a song plays, and it's like hanging out with Awesome O in the hot, hot sun, and I was dying. And he's like,
So was Carmen.
Bernie, he's like,
Yeah.
he like, yeah, he's like, you don't eat food, Awesome O, and Awesome O's like, maybe I should eat some food or something. And then, yeah, he said he eats toothpaste, sticks to it. He's like,
He literally just like downs a tube of toothpaste. Yeah.
Awesome O, what are you doing? He's like, up. And then the end, he like farts. So that's good.
Man.
That one's good because Carmen just gets punished the entire time, and then
Those
at
are
the
always-
very end, kind of gets his like comeuppance kind of.
Oh yeah.
That's great.
Those are always great episodes.
So that was a really fucking funny ass episode. All right, you just binging South Park?
No, I've only really had time to watch my like 3 shows that I've been watching.
You said you watched Turn.
I've seen the entire first season. Went to go watch the second season, and the app that I was watching it on doesn't have the second season. It had the third and the fourth. I went back, tried to
I
find
think
where
it's just on HBO Max. Oh, Max.
it's not. You have to buy it.
Really?
Yeah, it's not anywhere. I looked, it wasn't anywhere. Yeah. I went back to that app. I was like, what if I just buy it on like Apple and then watch the second season? So I went back to that app to look at the third season. They took the third season down.
Oh, on Pluto TV.
Is it on Pluto? You gotta
Free,
buy it?
Free Pluto TV.
It's not. I have Pluto.
First thing I looked up. First thing says Pluto TV free. I didn't look up 4th season. I just looked it up. I watched that. We were like kind of.
AMC Plus, Apple TV, Amazon. Yeah. But you have to rent it or buy it.
Okay. I mean, if you go here and watch show, it says Pluto TV.
I think it has to be on though. Like the way Pluto works.
What?
The way Pluto works, it's like free cable.
It is?
I believe. I mean, yeah. There isn't like an on-demand feature that I know of. If it starts playing right now, I'm gonna be so pissed.
If I look up season 2, I can click on it right here. It says it's locked. You can buy each episode for $2.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I'd rather just buy the season for like $8. But it's such a good show,
Yeah.
dude. It's such a good show.
That's an amazing show.
No, I've just been watching the same 3 shows that I was watching last time. Delicious in Dungeon, Ninja Kamui, and Solo Leveling. 2 of those have wrapped up. I haven't watched the last episode of
What would
Right.
what was the show?
Ted Lasso.
No, one of the shows you said what
Mhm.
was like really good, but you had had 1 episode or something,
I don't remember.
or a couple episodes. Was it Solo Leveling?
Solo Leveling, when I talked about it last time, I think it had like 7 episodes.
Maybe it was that. I talked to Nathan. I think he was watching it too, and he said it's so fucking good. Dom, you should watch it.
It's
He said, "Dom, you should watch it. It's so fucking good."
It's so good, dude.
I'm like, oh, okay.
I didn't want to like overhype it because everybody's just won't shut up about it, but it is such a good show. It's like no, I don't want to say that. I don't want to put a bad taste in your mouth about it. But it's a good show. I recommend it. Delicious in Dungeon's actually given me a lot of D&D ideas. Which, if you don't know what it is, go watch it or go watch the last episode where I talked about it. But it is it's pretty fun.
Okay.
What are you looking at? Get off your phone.
Yep. So I just tried to look up Turn. It's not on Hulu. This is just lied.
It's not on Pluto?
No.
Huh.
I just tried to find it, but then I click on like the website. It said it's on there. I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever. Who cares? What are we talking about?
We care.
Shit.
TV shows? Done?
I think we're good.
I think we're done. Yeah.
Sports question mark.
Sports.
Kings are the 9th seed currently.
Nice.
They slipped down. They were
Mhm.
the 8th seed and the 7th seed and fighting them for that. They've lost some games they should have won. Malik Monk, who was gonna win Sixth Man of the Year, went out, and I know that because my coworker Brandon at work, Malik Monk is like, he's like in love with this man. He like talks about him all the time.
Yeah.
And he's like, I call him his boyfriend. I'm like, your boyfriend? I'm like, your boyfriend got hurt? He's like, he's like, yeah, my boyfriend got hurt. So he calls him his boyfriend too. Yeah, so it's not looking good, and he's probably not going to be there for the playoffs. And so that means they're not going to win because he's kind of the third most important piece on the entire team.
Yeah. I heard there was a pretty messed up game, I think it was last night or the night before, where there was a foul that wasn't called and they were down by 1, and it should have been a 2-point foul. But it's like, even afterwards, they all agreed. It's like, yeah, you should have been called on that.
Yeah.
Because somebody got, like, busted in the face.
I don't remember. I don't remember.
I think it was last night. I could be wrong.
Yeah. And then the Lakers are climbing up because they took their spot.
Yeah, fucking Lakers.
I don't like the Lakers, but I want LeBron to do good again, I guess.
Why?
Just because he's like literally one of the best of all time, and it's like
Yeah,
you should
so is Brady, but
you
like
should just enjoy it. Yeah, but Brady was on. It's because he's been going through like, I don't know.
sounds like somebody's a hypocrite.
Well, but Brady like beat like my favorite teams, and LeBron hasn't beat my favorite teams.
I mean, probably at some point. Yeah.
Actually, this year they've been losing to the Kings. They're like 1-3. The Kings actually do really well against LeBron's Lakers.
Yeah, I hear they kind of have their number on that.
Yeah, they actually Sabonis. So he's undefeated against Sabonis, who's the center on the Kings. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I've heard his name before.
He's the center on the Kings, literally undefeated against LeBron in his career.
Nice.
Never lost to him. They lost. They beat the Kings this season, but I think Sabonis didn't play. Sabonis is literally undefeated against LeBron.
My mom and my grandparents are gonna love that fact.
Yep. Because he was on the Pacers and he was undefeated against LeBron on the Pacers too.
Nice.
So that's pretty cool.
Did you hear about the A's?
The A's, they're coming to Sacramento.
They're moving to Sac for 3 years.
Let's go. But we're not
Alright.
supposed to go to games, right?
My mom's buying season passes.
Really?
They're like $1,000.
Is she not like mad that they're moving?
No,
I guess
no,
it doesn't
she
really-
wants them to move to Sac.
Well, I'm not gonna.
They're not gonna stay.
they're
No,
going to, Las
they're not.
Vegas.
Yeah, they're not gonna stay. No. But she wants to see them while they're here. So we did.
Yeah,
the
I'd
math.
go to a game.
We did the math. They have 80 home games. We have to go to just over half of them to make it profitable.
You're not gonna. That's
Yeah. And we were like, yeah, not every home game is gonna be something we can go to, but if it's like most of the summer, if it's like a 2:00 game on a Tuesday, they can go. You know, it's not like they're doing anything.
Get good seats too.
Yeah. Well, when you get season passes, you pick what seats you want.
That's not what I meant, but.
Oh, okay.
Anyways,
Just not gonna talk about that part. I heard some interesting fun facts about them. The Rivercat Stadium is not giving a shit about the A's right now.
I
Basically,
wouldn't either. Fuck that.
well, the way they have everything set up, how they're going to borrow the stadium, the A's aren't allowed to charge extra for concessions, and they're not allowed to change vendors. So
that's amazing.
whatever they get for like
Really?
the Rivercats games, that's
Let's
what they have
fucking
to
go,
serve
dude.
for the A's games, and they can't upcharge for the A's
Because the
games.
Rivercat, they're doing them a favor. They don't have to let them fucking
Yeah.
come here.
Well, they used to be an A's scouting team, and then they basically said, we don't want to scout from you anymore, so the Giants picked them up.
Yeah, I was gonna say, aren't they the Giants? How long ago?
I want to say like 9 years ago.
Oh, really?
It's been a while, yeah. But they basically said you're not allowed to upscale or like price gouge concessions, and you're not allowed to upsell tickets for lost concessions. So if they say that the prices are going to be, set prices, they can't go back and start changing things halfway through the season. So we were looking at tickets.
Oh.
It's $9 for a lawn seat at the Rivercats for tomorrow's game. So I'm thinking it's like,
cheap.
yeah, they're allowed to upsell tickets to a certain point, but they're not allowed to try to bridge the gap between lost profits on concessions. So
That's good. Because I know the Rivercat, they don't have to do shit for them. They're just doing
no,
a
they really
favor.
don't.
They're
Yeah.
like, you're doing this to help you.
Mm-hmm. Well, they want them to also stay because if
They're not, it's already a done deal.
true, well, they haven't actually signed the contract in Vegas.
Aren't they building the stadium though? in
They
Vegas?
haven't signed. They haven't signed off on actually building the stadium. That
They
was
haven't
the
started
issue.
building it.
As
They're gonna build a stadium. Will be built there. Will it be a baseball stadium?
yeah, exactly.
They will build a stadium. They have that much land. A stadium's getting built.
Yeah.
Did you see the what was it? L.A. I don't fucking remember. No, goddamn, I can't remember. Some sports team
Mm-hmm.
wanted to make their own, or they wanted a new stadium.
Mm-hmm.
And it was gonna cost like $800 billion or some shit, or $80 billion, whatever. And the owners, who's a billionaire, he was gonna put forward $300 million. And then the taxpayers were supposed to pay for the other $80 billion. Or sorry, $79,700,000,000. And the taxpayers said, "Fuck no, we're not paying for your shit." And it wasn't a new stadium; it was just renovating the old stadium. It was just adding more parking and making and get this, Nick. Like half of the renovations were going to be to upgrade the VIP areas.
No. Even on a new stadium, like no.
Yeah,
Stop
and
it.
it was a resounding no from the entire city or whatever. There,
Yeah.
everybody was like, "Absolutely not. We're not paying for that shit." And the
Yeah.
owner's like,
But
was
why
like mad
not?
about it. Like,
Yeah.
oh, fuck you,
Yeah.
greedy bitches.
Well, the thing with the A's, apparently the owner for the A's is big friends with the owner with the Kings, and there's a push for him to sell the A's to the owner of the Kings to keep him in Sacramento.
It'd be so cool.
It would be. The issue is they would either have to renovate Sutter Health Stadium or build a brand new stadium somewhere downtown. And there just isn't the space for it.
They're not gonna build a new
Yeah,
stadium.
they wouldn't. They would have to demo most of Rivercat Stadium and rebuild a good portion of it. And then there's that awkward relationship about playing in the same stadium as the scouting team from your
See, I just
local
don't. I
rival.
just think that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, no, it's
because
wishful
unless
thinking.
they like in Davis, like a little bit farther
Yeah.
away, like Disneyland is like not
Mhm.
in LA, but it's like real close.
Yeah.
If it's something like
Anaheim or
that,
some shit. Yeah,
it's in Anaheim, but it's like supposed to or whatever.
yeah.
If they did something like that, but not like in downtown Sacramento area, there's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Yeah.
It's not gonna happen. And we're not gonna have two baseball stadiums in the same city.
No.
You know,
no.
and they'd have to like. I don't think the River Cats are gonna, because it's not its own. How does that work? Is it own? So somebody else owns it, but like, they're affiliated with the Giants, but are they owned at all by the Giants, or is that like a big organization? Or, I wonder how that works. I don't really know.
From what I've heard, the stadium is leased by the River Cats. So somebody owns the stadium. It's Sutter Health Stadium, so I'm assuming they paid the bills, and it's just being leased to the River Cats. The Giants are part paying the lease to scout players from that team. And they have like an exclusive scouting contract with them. So if somebody wants players, they have to go through San Francisco and ask them first, basically. Which makes sense. You know, they're paying for a portion of the stadium lease. They
Mhm.
should have first dibs. But it's also basically like if they don't have room on the roster, they just drop somebody down without
Yeah.
trading them and then can pick them back up later. So it makes sense.
Um.
But that's what I've heard how the system plays out.
All right. Couple other sports things. The draft's coming soon.
Nice. Canucks won last
keep
night.
seeing. Oh. I keep seeing mock drafts. Sometimes I don't like really know anything, but sometimes I'll just see it on my Instagram. I'll just look at it for a second, but
Yeah.
I don't like actually know what the fuck.
No,
Um,
I'm not touching it.
But then like I look at it and then I'm like, sometimes I see one, and I'm like, there is 0% chance all of that happens. Like they got like multiple trades. This is what this team should do. Boom, boom, boom. And I'm like, there is 0% chance that happens. 100% what you just said. There's zero.
I want to play draft day bingo. Each person picks a team, and it's like, how bad do they fuck up?
And also, keeps showing up on my phone too. The women's NCAA college basketball
Oh yeah,
finals just went on today.
Yeah.
And Caitlin Clark lost.
damn.
So close.
She was supposed to be the highest paid.
She will be.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, she lost, so.
Yeah, but the other team has like 8. It was something like there's like 2 future. There's Caitlin Clark who's going to go number 1, and then maybe one other future player being drafted.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other team, South Carolina or something.
Yeah.
Has like they're like something like 8 of those players are going to go play in the WNBA or something.
Oh, I bet.
The entire starting lineup is like a WNBA level player, and only like 2 of the Caitlin Clark's team is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted her to win. Because that other team has gone undefeated. They've lost like 1 game in 2 years. So fuck you.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourselves.
Yeah.
Like some like 3 games in 3 years they've lost. Like fuck you.
Yeah.
Fuck
I mean,
off.
they've earned it in some capacity,
Fuck
but it
off.
still sucks.
It's something. But then I don't really know. Okay, but some videos I've seen online where they're just like, they just have the most money and they can buy the best players and then they win.
Yeah.
That's how college sports work.
What was our dumb idea for like breaking up dynasties? We had one a while back.
I think in the end, if you win 2 Super Bowls or 2 championships, if you win 2 championships in a row,
Yeah.
you'll lose your next year's first round pick. Lose it.
I mean, that makes sense, yeah.
And then if you trade that away, you lose the next closest first round pick. You just gets taken away from you.
Yeah.
If you win a third one, you lose the next year's first round pick.
I think they should just not allowed to trade into the first round either.
Lose your first round, you're not allowed to trade in the first round if you win 2.
Yeah.
If you win 1, try to repeat. If you win 2 in a, like Chiefs, you don't get your first round pick. You can't trade it into the first round either.
Yeah.
You can't do it.
You just can't. You can't.
Not
draft
allowed
it.
to.
You can't pick in the first round. Yeah.
You win 3 in a row, next year, boom, you get gone, taken away. That's what I think. I'm serious. I hate dynasties.
I think if they win
I hate
3 in
them.
a row, they lose their first and second.
Yeah,
Just really
you
screw
lose the
'em.
next year's first and second.
Just yeah.
4 in a row, never happened.
4 in a row, you don't get to draft players.
4 in a row, you don't get all of your drafts, all of your players. That's
You-
I'm dead ass serious. 4 in a row, all of them.
Yep.
You don't go draft shit. No, you know what? You can have a 6th round and a 7th round. That's all you get.
No. They get their picks, but the other teams get to pick out of their picks.
I don't remember a dumb idea to break up.
I think it was like if they've won 3 in a row, they're like top 10 highest players have to sign with a different team or some shit like that. It was something dumb like that. I was like, that would work technically because it keeps people from being like massive millionaires while also staying with the same team. It's like, mix it up.
All right, let's move on. YouTube, Nick,
Yeah.
you don't understand, okay?
YouTube?
Shane and Courtney from Smosh got married, okay?
Nobody cares.
Do you understand?
Nobody gives a shit.
Did you hear what I said, Nick?
Yeah.
They've been secretly dating for years and nobody knew.
Everybody knew.
I don't know how it didn't leak. There was
Everybody
speculation, but there was
knew.
no like how I don't know how no former employee was like came out and said it. It was like fuck you or whatever, or like a secret like I used to work there and they're actually dating. I saw none of that.
What if it was like part of their NDA that they couldn't talk about it?
I bet it's something like that.
It's like this is for content. You're not allowed to talk about it.
Because they released their
Yeah.
wedding pictures on April 1st.
Yeah.
So he's like, oh, it's a joke. I was like, yeah, right. That's a joke. And then
Yeah.
the next day it's like,
Not
next
a
day
joke.
it's like, I don't think it's a joke. Next day, her dad posts that she's so happy. It's like,
Yeah.
guys, it's real. Guys, I
Yeah.
don't think it's a joke anymore.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Shane and Courtney from Smosh. Secretly dating for years.
Shame.
That's crazy. I said it at work. I was like, you don't understand. Shane and Courtney, they're like, who? I'm like, you don't understand. In other news, I have a few weeks ago, we forgot to talk about it last time. Rooster Teeth shutting down.
Yep. Fuck
We
them.
forgot to talk
Moving
about
on.
it. Yep, fucked up. Yep. We used to be
No,
huge.
no,
Rooster
not
Teeth
fucked
fans.
up. Fuck them. Moving on. Don't care. They can all burn. All of
Okay.
them.
Okay.
Especially Michael.
No.
Traitor's piece of shit.
What did he do?
He just turned into a douchebag.
Looks like a douchebag.
He is a douchebag.
I haven't seen the latest content. I don't know, but
The only one I'm okay with surviving is Gavin.
what about
Everybody else can burn.
Uh,
No, they're not part of it anymore.
Matt.
No, he's not part of it anymore. He's
He
a
was
streamer.
part-time.
He's a streamer. It's like Jeremy. It's like, yeah, but really?
Ray. He said, finally, people stop asking me if I'm gonna go back.
Oh, oh my God. It'd have been a great video. He just comes in and it's like, guys, I'm back. And then just the power gets shut off. It's like,
That'd be so good.
let's play.
Oh. Let's play. I guess I'll go home. Back to my.
Just shows up with like an Xbox. He's like, game night, guys.
All right. We're good? You don't want to talk about it?
Not really. I can give two shits about them right now.
I forgot I was going to say something, but now I don't remember.
Bernie's back.
Yeah.
To do one season of Red vs. Blue and then leave again.
Fuck off. I'm going to do We're shutting down. I'm going to do a podcast. You listen to it?
Nope. I officially like unsubbed from all of my podcasts of theirs when Gus was like, I'm done with the podcast. And I'm like, I haven't listened in a year, but I'm not gonna now.
Well, I mean, technically Bernie's isn't like one of theirs.
No, I don't give a shit about him.
You just said
He abandoned ship. Captain
Dude,
goes down with the ship. How dare he?
Yeah, that's what you do. You do crowdfunding so you can get a bunch of money
Mm-hmm.
and then immediately sell your company
Mm-hmm.
and then retire.
Yep.
And leave. When the company starts doing kind of bad, then you retire. Then you
With
just
your
take,
new hot wife.
take your millions of dollars and you retire and you leave and you go to Scotland.
Was it Scotland? I thought it was Australia.
Scotland
Dumb.
for like 6 years or whatever, and then they're back online. I thought they were in Australia for sure, but I guess
thought they were
Scotland.
too. Yeah.
Scotland. No,
Maybe they realized they were traitors and kicked them out.
I think they're still in Scotland. They're just
I mean, out of Australia.
oh. All right. I forgot. I was gonna say something about it. I cannot remember. Okay, whatever. Moving on. We're almost done. Music, podcast, streaming, books. I tried to watch some streams.
Yeah.
I was cleaning. I know it doesn't look like it. But I watched like one of Stone Mountain 64 streams
Hey, Stoney.
for like an hour.
Nice.
An actual live show, like actually, like not a video, like I did, like I
Jumped on stream.
no,
Oh, okay.
no, I watched the after
The
it was
VOD. Yeah.
the VOD. I just watched it for like an hour. It was nice. I was
Mm.
playing PUBG, so I kind of like them playing PUBG.
Yeah, that or Tarkov.
I could not care any less about Tarkov.
It
if
looks
I
like a fun
tried.
game. I wouldn't play it, but it looks like a fun game.
And I. What do you think about trying to read a book again?
Nice.
I got some book. I'm on Book Talk a little bit.
Yeah, it keeps popping up for me. Not that I'm fucking finished the videos, but they just keep popping up.
Yeah.
So I think you're ruining my feed.
Good.
No. Bad.
Good.
Stop it. I want more Helldiver stuff because it's funny. Yo, that game is taking off.
Yep. All right.
Great.
Music, podcast, streaming, books.
I got some new books. I haven't listened to them yet, but I got some new ones. Let's see if I can do this before my phone
You
dies.
mean you got some new audio tapes
Books? Eat my ass.
on camera?
I mean, we'll charge for it.
True.
Got a few from, what's his name? Ray Salvatore.
Mm-hmm.
I got this one. It's The Psychology of Pokemon. It's a great book. Really is. No joke.
What's it about?
The Psychology of Pokemon.
But like the game or the Pokemon?
How the concept of Pokemon transitions or translates to the psychology of your brain. So, like, people who enjoy Pokemon, this is what it says about them psychologically. And there's a series about, like, different things, like WoW or, like, Jurassic Park, shit like that. But it shows, like, the key fundamentals of Pokemon and how your brain uses it as, like, therapy almost.
Okay.
It's a great book.
I watched this one random TikTok, and it was like these people talking about like, is Pokemon overrated or whatever, and a couple of them are like, yeah, I mean, I just don't care. I don't care about Pokemon at all. Like zero. Like I have no connection to Pokemon. Never watched it. Never played any of the games. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, then why are you asking this question with you in the room?
Yeah.
I hear that shit with the pocket. They're like, oh, whatever. And they're like, I think it's overrated a little bit. And I was like, I left a comment. I got so annoyed. I was like, Pokemon is literally the highest grossing media franchise of all time. That literally.
No, it's overrated.
Look it up. It literally can't be overrated. It literally can't be overrated.
Mm-hmm.
It has it's beaten every single other media franchise, including Marvel. The entire Marvel of all time has not made as much money as Pokemon has.
Yeah. I think the issue that everybody has with Pokemon is Pokemon doesn't change because it's still meant for 10-year-olds. And people are like, it's not growing with me. It's like, it's not for you. It's the same with Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Yeah. And that's the thing. It's like they know their market and they're going to keep hitting their market because that market keeps paying. Why would they change that? And people don't like it. Suck a fat one.
I remember what I was going to say about Rooster Teeth.
Yeah?
Just
What were you going to say?
real quick. Look, one point was, I just remember when the turning point for me where I was like, I remember the specific moment. It was the turning point for me where I was like, they don't actually care about this.
Yeah.
And I was like, it was the turning point where I realized I was like, oh, they don't actually care about this. This is just like money. They're just doing that. They're just talking about this for money.
Yep.
And then I was like, and then I cared about it less, which I know like, we got to make money or whatever. I'm like, but if you're gonna if you're gonna like talk about something about a game, then find someone who cares about the fucking game, dude.
Yeah.
Like, also, if you're a company with 400 people, you can't find somebody who cares about the game. So you'll probably remember this. We talked about this before. The moment I remember, it was like they were talking about the newest Call of Duty coming out.
Go on. Right? Go on.
And they brought in and they're like, we don't play Call of Duty, but we brought in this guy who works for our company who I'd never seen before, I think, who's our Call of Duty expert. And he comes on, and there was like the 13th Call of Duty or whatever. And he comes on, he starts talking about Call of Duty, and he was like, well, I never played the last two because I just didn't care about them, but I'll play this one. And I was like, that's your Call of Duty expert? In your company of 400 people, you can't find one person that's played like all the Call of Duty since Modern Warfare 1. You can't find one person.
You can't find one person who's played the last 3?
You can't find one person who played the last 3. Like, you can't find one person who's played, like, out of everybody at the whole company, there's nobody you could get. None of you have a friend or somebody, anybody that could talk about Call of Duty with like any sense of like knowing what it is.
You can't take a weekend to go play them?
I'm like, you could probably like, if you knew about this and prepared for it, you could find somebody, maybe like maybe somebody without a girlfriend or a job, and you're like, hey, do you think you could just binge play through the stories of the last 5 Call of Duties in a week or whatever?
Yeah.
You know? So then you can be on the podcast and we can actually prepare for it.
It would have helped so much if they had a division of the company that just played video games.
If you got a division that played games, and maybe one of them had played the highest grossing video game franchise of all time. Franchise, okay? There's like Minecraft, or at the time I think it was.
Yeah.
I think it was still. I don't think it's anymore. Probably like other games have surpassed it, but at the time it was the highest grossing video game franchise of all time, and there's nobody. And I remember that was the moment where it's flipped for me. Mm-hmm. That was the moment where I was like, I cared about it less.
I think it was Advanced
I respected
Warfare.
them less.
Yeah.
And that was the start of the downfall. It was that specific moment. I remember that.
Yeah.
And like if they had just tried harder on that segment, I probably would have stayed a fan for longer. You know, I would have been a more impassioned fan. But it was that segment, and then it was like they don't actually care.
Yeah.
About Call of Duty, they don't care. The highest grossing video game franchise of all
they
time.
Don't care to pretend anymore. That was the thing.
Yeah, they weren't even like.
And that's the frustrating part is like, your whole job is as an entertainment company. If you're going to talk about games and news and media, like we do, at least fucking consume the shit you're talking about. You know, they just wanted to be relevant because the game was coming out, and they didn't have anybody who had played it. But like, take a lunch break and go play it, and then talk about what you played. Just be upfront about it.
You don't want to play it. Watch like a video about the story, or you could probably watch all the cutscenes or something like that, you know. But they were like, "Oh, none of us have played the last 2 Call of Duties." They're like, "Well, I'll play this one. Yeah, maybe I'll try this one."
Dumb.
And I was like, I remember they said Call of Duty expert, and I'm like, I don't know. Nobody, the whole company, 400 people. I don't know. That
you couldn't pluck a guy off the street. Like,
none of you got a friend. Like, oh, my friend Jim. I'll just bring my friend Jim. He's played all the Call of Duties.
Yeah.
You don't know a single person. Like, I don't know. That to me. I was just like, what the fuck.
You couldn't like Skype someone in.
That always kind of annoyed me about Achievement Hunter. Like, none of them had played. Like, Ray played Call of Duty, but then none of the rest of them played Call of Duty. Mm. And I'm like, I understand if you don't have to play Call of Duty, but it's like I said, it was the highest grossing video game franchise of all time, and it's like, your job is video games. Like, you don't think you like just play the story, you know?
It's like if they didn't play Minecraft.
Yeah, it's
Like it's not hard, you know. If it's not your game, that's fine.
that's like Meg was on that podcast, and she's like, I just don't play Minecraft because I just don't see the point. I hate when people say that. I just don't see the point.
If it's not your game, that's fine.
Yeah, but it's like
Just shut up.
you should play it
shut
a
up.
little bit just so you know, understand the zeitgeist. Like
Yeah.
I never played Fortnite, but I understand what it is, and I understand like how to play, and I haven't watched videos people playing it, but like I understand it.
Yeah.
You know. I hate when people say that about Minecraft. They're like, I just don't get the point, and I'm like, the point's to defeat the Ender Dragon. You get enough stuff to defeat the Ender Dragon. That's literally the point.
Yeah. Now there's so much more, but yeah.
Well, whatever. I'm like, the story is you go defeat the Ender Dragon, and they're like, what do I do? And I'm like, you just look at the trophies and copy that shit,
Yeah.
or you just figure it out. Like, how would you figure out the Nether port if you never looked it up? Are there Nether portals anywhere?
When the game came out, when they introduced the Nether portal, it was within 200 blocks of where you spawned. So people usually don't go too far when they build a
And
house. You
and
just
there is
dig down.
but that's the end portal, right? You mean
Yeah.
a Nether portal? How would you
Nether
discover
portals.
that? Is there a way to discover that, or you just have to like know?
I think when they put Nether portals out, they put broken portals.
They did. I think there were broken portals. Maybe.
So there was like
Were there? I don't know.
there was like sections where
in
it's
the
like this is almost done.
In the tutorial, did it show you Nether portals?
Yeah, the tutorial left nothing hidden.
There. So just play
yeah.
here's how you want to know how to play Minecraft. Play the tutorial, and
Yeah.
it tells you what you have to do. I don't know. Okay, let's move on. Sorry, I had to get it off my chest. I've been wanting to talk to you about. I've been wanting to.
We'll probably trim a good portion of that out.
Yeah, maybe. Well, 32 deck update. None. I'm assuming.
I got a mono green commander deck.
You made a new deck.
I mean, I've had it. I just haven't talked about it.
Do you have all the monos, right?
Mhm.
You have all the twos.
Mhm.
Okay, well,
I'm working on 3s now.
that's all I care about. I just want the
Yeah.
ones and the twos.
The ones in the 2s are pretty easy because you do almost anything with them. Yeah.
Yeah. So I want to make a couple of twos.
Well, let me know and I'll help you out.
I haven't done it yet. I like even with like all the I don't have a shitload of cards, but I got a good amount.
Yeah.
And I still kind of don't have enough to like do.
That's why I was doing what I was doing with my
Yeah.
rabbit in a hat, just pulling shit out.
All right, we got Indie Game Club.
We haven't done it in a while.
We haven't done it in a while.
We might come back to it.
Maybe next week. Sorry guys.
Maybe. Not like anybody cares.
Yeah.
Nobody cares about us.
Flynn's like the only one who like ever mentioned anything about it.
Goals next week. Watch more movies. Play more games. Next. We're at 117.
Oh.
What you got, bud?
Nothing. Goals for the next 2 weeks. I definitely want to watch at least 2 movies. You know what?
Yeah,
I'm
same.
gonna watch. I just saw Rambo: Last Blood.
I haven't
Max.
seen that one. I want
think
to so
I'm
bad.
gonna watch it. I've seen Rambo, which was Rambo 4.
Yeah.
I've seen that one multiple times.
It's one where he goes back to Vietnam, right?
That's Rambo 3.
No. Where he's like in Vietnam when they find him.
Yes.
The one that came out in like 2012 or some shit.
2009, I think.
Well, around then.
And then Last Blood was like 2017. I just looked at it.
Okay.
And I don't think I ever watched Rambo 3. I think I watched 1 and 2, but I don't think I ever watched 3 in my life.
There's that meme with the aggressive thumbs up.
Yeah.
Have you seen that one?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's Rambo. That's 4. That's from 4.
No, that's not.
He's
Yeah,
on the machine gun.
sorry. Yeah,
He's on the machine gun. Trust me, I remember that scene.
Yeah, I was thinking 3. I was like, what? No, which one's 3?
You've seen
yeah.
do you remember
I've seen
3?
them all. Except for the last one. I've seen them all.
I do not. I don't think I've ever seen 3.
The 3's the one in the desert.
That's in the desert. Okay.
Yeah. Because there's the one in the like Colorado town, then there's
That's 1.
they go back to Vietnam, and then they go to I want to say Iraq.
In the
Third one,
the third one
or it's Pakistan or something like that.
that's the desert.
Yeah.
Yes, and the first 2 are like in the town, right?
The first one's in the town.
First
The second one's in Vietnam.
Second one's in Vietnam.
Yeah.
Why is it part 2 then?
Because he hasn't finished.
Rambo: First Blood, Rambo
Because
First Blood Part 2, Rambo 3, Rambo,
yeah, just Rambo.
Rambo Last Blood.
Yeah.
Boom.
Somebody made a joke about, I think it was either Rambo or Rocky, where they were like, yeah, it's 1, 2, 3, maybe 4, maybe not, maybe it's just his last name, and then there's another one where it's like he's the bad guy, or he's not the main character, it's something else. I think it was Rambo.
That's Rambo because the joke. I think the joke is it's Rambo First Blood,
Mm-hmm.
Rambo First Blood Part 2,
Mm-hmm.
Rambo 3,
Yeah.
Rambo,
Yeah.
Rambo Last Blood.
Yeah.
It's like Rambo. You think this is gonna be the last Rambo?
Nope.
Rambo Last Blood.
Yeah.
Will this be the last Rambo? I don't know.
Yeah.
Did you see that like Sylvester Stallone isn't in Creed 3 because like the
He didn't like where the story was going.
writer of the story is like he like doesn't
He doesn't.
like.
He doesn't
He
like
said
the
he doesn't
writer.
like the heroes getting beaten down, and I guess apparently that happens in Creed 3. The guy gets like beaten down,
Mm-hmm.
and he said like he doesn't like that, just in theory. And I'm like, I can kind of see that. And like Rambo never really gets beaten down. He suffers loss, but he never gets like pummeled into the ground or like his life destroyed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I remember he did an interview on it. He said he would be in the next one
If
They
that guy's
just-
not involved.
if they just change how they write it. He doesn't like the direction they're going with the character. He doesn't feel like it's the right direction the character would take. But it's not his character, so he doesn't want to voice his opinion on it. So he's just not in the movie.
He said, I saw him say something like, if that man isn't involved. I think he said.
I mean, yeah, that's probably
doesn't
the
like that guy.
500th time he's been asked that question. He's like,
Yeah.
I don't like him.
All right,
Yeah.
goals for next week's. I'm gonna finish Horizon Zero Dawn. That's about it. That's my only goal for game. I'm planning on just binging South Park for the next 2 weeks
Nice.
and not starting a new show. That's my
Nice.
plan. And then I might depends on how much I watch. I might take a break,
Mhm.
which I kind of already did.
Yeah.
Um,
From South Park or?
from South Park.
Yeah.
I was thinking like I want to get to. What was it? I was like I want to get to 2010 at least before
Yeah.
I take any sort of break. So right now, season 9, I'm in 2006. So I'm like season 13. Maybe after season 13, maybe I'll take a break.
Are they in 3rd grade or 4th grade?
4th grade.
Okay.
I mean in real life.
No. I know what you meant there. I gauge it from
The
like
4th grade a while. That was like season 5 or whatever.
they're still in 4th grade.
Now?
No. I think they might be in 5th grade now.
You tell me. I don't fucking know.
I'm on season 27, and I think they're still in 5th grade. But that's how I kind of gauge it. It's like the 2nd grade seasons, the 3rd grade seasons.
There's no 2nd grade season.
The first season they're in 2nd grade.
2nd grade?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
I bet they're not.
Yeah, because the 4th graders are, the 6th graders are 4th graders. Like the bullies.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I'm pretty sure.
I think you're just remembering younger flashbacks and stuff.
No.
I'm pretty sure it starts. with
We
them
will
9
find
because they start at
out.
9. I'm pretty sure they start at 9 years old.
We will find out.
Can you not look it up?
Not right this second. My phone's at 3%.
All right. And you have a goal for anything?
Play more games. Watch more movies. Get less sleep.
Less sleep?
Yeah. Sleep is for the weak until you need to sleep for a week.
Okay.
Yep.
Anything else?
I'm going to play some more Pressure Washer Simulator. I'm going to watch some more movies. Probably go back and watch The Terminators. I'm going to try to find the new season of South Park. There was a special or something where they like swapped the characters. I kept seeing the ads and the commercials for it. I can't find that season. So I'm going to scour the internet and find it. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
All right.
Got a joke of the fork knife?
Yeah.
What is it?
Excuse me.
Uh-huh. What you got?
Hold on.
Okay.
I'm gonna cut this out. It says during the first 58 episodes, the children were in 3rd grade. They're in the 4th season. They enter the 4th grade, where they have remained ever since.
Okay. So not in 5th grade yet.
Will the South Park kids ever get to 5th grade in 2020? Somebody asked.
No.
No, because all the 5th graders are taller, so they would have to get taller too, which would be weird.
Yes.
All right. Last we got joke of the fortnight. My joke, the joke of the not my joke of the fortnight. Sorry, the joke of the fortnight is. I only know 25 letters of the alphabet. I don't know why.
That's a good one.
That's pretty good, right?
Yeah.
All right, Nick, catchphrase.
I got a joke for you.
All right, Nick, second joke of the fortnight.
No, that's a catchphrase. I'm just kidding. I actually got a joke. How'd the hipster burn his tongue?
On coffee.
He drank his coffee before it was cool.
All right.
You want to hear a joke?
Hold on, I got one more.
What is it?
You know, Sundays are pretty sad. Day before is Saturday.
Skylar, what's the joke?
Oh, fucking Christ.
What's the joke?
What's the joke?
Why don't scientists trust atoms?
She said, "Why don't scientists trust atoms? Why?
They make up everything."
They make up everything." I heard that one before. That was kind of lame, Skylar. Can you get better one? Come up with a better one.
Dumb.
That wasn't that good, Skylar.
Why do ducks have feathers?
She said, "Why do ducks have feathers?"
No, why do they have tail feathers?
No, why do they have feathers?
Why?
Tail feathers.
Feathers.
Why do they have feathers?
To cover up their
They're butt quacks. It's tail feathers.
I don't know what she said.
So why do they have tail feathers?
Why do they have tail feathers? To cover up their butt quacks.
Yeah.
Skylar,
Do better.
leave the podcast
better.
to the professionals.
So that was fun.
All right, Nick, catchphrase.
That was my catchphrase.
You got to pick one of them.
That was my catchphrase.
That was my catchphrase.
No, the other one.
I have a joke for you. That's what you
Sure.
said.
Yeah.
Abu, can you, dude? This dog biting open pistachios, eating the insides, not eating the outsides. Like cracking it, dropping it, licking up the insides. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, sometimes it's what you got to do.
He's smart.
Cracking it, open it, licking up the insides.
Hell yeah, brother.
There's my catchphrase.
All right, that was a lot of fun, guys. Let's do this again. We'll see you next time. It's Chef Mark.
What kind of shorts do clowns wear?
What kind of shorts do clowns wear? Thunder pants. The clouds wear. I thought he said clowns.
Yeah, I thought she did too.
Yeah.
So I was like, what the fuck do clowns... Oh, no.
What does a house wear?
What does a house wear? Say what it is.
An address.
Address. Oh.
Get it? Ha 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 ha. There goes the sound.
Fucked it up, huh?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I gotta take a shit. I'm all out of toilet paper at home. No. Fuck. Ruined it.
Because according to this, after you do the catchphrase, you're done.
Well, then he said 3 jokes.
I said 2 jokes.
What are the jokes?
You gotta watch the podcast to find out. Hey!